Okay, so today we will configure the authentication part of the gateway. So let me bring up the nice picture. So today we will do this part. So the LDAP server, the Advanced Authentication Policies, Authentication vServer, and Authentication Profile. So those four things. We've done another video with the load balancing for the storefront, and today we are doing those four. And in the final video, maybe I will create the session policies and the gateway itself and show you all the configurations needed for the gateway. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the LDAP server. So let's go back to our test lab. So for that we need to go under Citrix Gateway. Okay, policies, authentication, LDAP. Okay, we need to scroll up a little bit, and virtual servers. We don't have any configured, so we have to create one. I should give it an easy to understand name. LDAP server, and I will also give it the name test lab. Okay, we will use the server IP, and that is in my case is my only domain controller, and that has the IP to 168.35.100. Security type, we will select SSL. The port is correct 636, and here we select Active Directory. My base DN is DC equals test lab, and DC equals com. Okay, I have also an user. You can use any user, you don't have to have a special user, but normally you will use in a production environment, you will use a service account. Let's see my user, I believe it's LDAP user. Yeah, LDAP user at testlab.com. Okay, let's take you. Go back to our NetScaler. Testlab.com. We should have a password. And first thing you can do, you can test the network connectivity. This will test the network connectivity and also if your username and password are correct, and everything is okay for this part. Next, here under server logon name, select some account name. You can also filter, so you can implement a search filter. For example, if you want to, if your users are that will have access to the gateway are located, I don't know where I should. Okay, so here under Citrix and the users, you can add a filter that so that NetScaler will only search in this location. So this is a good security implementation because you can control the users that access the gateway just by moving them in a special OU in your OU. I mean, it's not you will not type there the OU, you will type a group. I don't have a group created, but you can create a group and Active Directory group, and all the users in that group will have access to the gateway, the other ones will not. But in this recording, I'm not configuring a search filter because I was not thinking about using a search filter. So, but I just wanted to tell you that you can filter, and it's a very useful thing to do when you have a big environment. Here, member of, common name, and anything else should remain the same. Oh, no more. Here under more settings, you should enable nested group extraction. What will this nested group extraction do? So this will search in Active Directory in more deeper in the forest. So it will not just search here directly in the users. Maybe your users are deeper in the forest. So under Citrix, I don't have so many. My environment is not so big, but you can have here, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 OUs deeper, and with that option, you just tell it how deep it should go by searching your accounts. Normally, 2 and 3 should be sufficient, as I've learned in the past months. And other configurations here are just member of. I'm not a NetScaler expert. I've looked in a lot of articles because I'm also learning. So all those videos are mainly for me to learn and to store everything I learned in one place, and that I can come back in case I don't know, in 6 months I need to recreate something. I will for sure forget, and I will use those videos to remember again, and also I can share with other people that may or may not know how to do certain things. Okay, so this is done, and let's go with create. Okay, no, I don't want to remember, and because this is 636, okay, so this is done. The next thing on my graphic here is Advanced Authentication Policies. Okay, let's do this. So this you can do under security, AAA application traffic policies. Where are my policies? And authentication, advanced policies, and policy. They are very well hidden. Okay, so here we need to add let's name it authentication policy advanced so that we know it, and test. it already found our LDAP server that we created a few minutes ago, and here the only expression that we will use for this is true. For now, I will need to create different ones, but I need other domains. So for this, it's for what we are doing today, it's sufficient. Let's create. Okay, now we need an authentication profile, if I don't mistake. No, an authentication virtual server. Okay, let's do that so that we can do them one by one. Come back. Okay, so the authentication view server is in the same place, but it's under virtual servers, and we just have to add one. Let's call it authentication view server. Okay, SSL is fine. And let's give it the IP address. Let's see on our table. Authentication view server, it's .16. For this also, I recommend you to, in a productive environment, you should have a reservation for it. You can give it a DNS entry too, but you should definitely have it somewhere. So the networking team needs to know about the usage of this IP, so that it's not used by anything else. And other more settings, I don't know if you have anything here. No, just click OK. Of course, we need the server certificate, as I mentioned here on my little diagram. So we need a server certificate. In this case, any certificate, any valid certificate is okay. So you don't have to have any special DNS entries in the certificate, and I will just use the gateway certificate, and I don't think we need the root certificate. If we need, we can come back and set it. Okay, so we have the authentication virtual server, and now we have to bind the certificate that we just done a few seconds ago. So, not the certificate, the policy. So the advanced policy needs to be bound to the authentication view server, and we just take it because it's already configured and bind. Okay, we have the authentication policy, and just go with continue. Okay, click done. Okay, and now the final thing, we need the authentication profile. So let's go back, and authentication profile is also in the same place, but under authentication profile, we click add, and let's give it authentication profile test lab. And here we have to select our virtual server that we've done a moment ago. Just select, and here I believe nothing else needs to be configured, at least for this type of gateway that I'm now configuring. Okay, just click create. Okay, so we basically have configured the authentication part. Never forget to save. You need to save all the time. So we've done the authentication part. So LDAP server, advanced policies, authentication vServer, and authentication profile. So in the next video, I believe I will create the session profiles and the session policies and the gateway itself. But let's see. So thank you for watching.